The Ryan and Ryan Power Hour podcast on SportsTownChicago.com. Welcome back to the Ryan and Ryan Power Hour here on SportsTownChicago.com. I'm Ryan Stuprich.
And I'm Ryan Risky.
You can call the show if you'd like. We've been talking about the Cubs, and we're going to continue that discussion previewing the series against St. Louis, a huge weekend series in St. Louis for the Cubs. You can call us at 630-403-5200, 630-403-5200. You can tweet at us live during the show at Ryan Stuprich.
At rrisky16.
All right, let's dive right into it here as the Cubs have a huge series starting tonight in St. Louis. It's going to be Jake Arrieta versus John Lackey, probably two of the best pitchers for each team going up against each other.
Right, and the Cubs get to avoid Jaime Garcia thanks to him pitching last night. And this is a very big game for the Cubs, very big series.
Yes, it is.
Because they're 7 games out of first place, and they got their best. Probably, you could argue that Hamel's the best pitcher or Arrieta, except this is an important game to take game 1. If Arrieta can take down John Lackey, that'll be huge, especially being in St. Louis. That'll really give them the momentum for the series because then they have a great chance to win the series, especially with Hamel going on Sunday against Carlos Martinez, which we're not even sure if he's going to pitch on Sunday due to shoulder bruising, and if he does, he might be on a pitches limit.
That's true.
And on Saturday, the pitching matchup, as of right now, looks like Michael Wacha versus Sayushi Wada. That has not been confirmed by the Cubs due to Wada having an arm injury. We don't know who could start that game because Justin Turner's been shut down with an elbow injury at AAA. Edwin Jackson pitched yesterday, so he's going to be unavailable. The only other option, unless they make a trade, would be Travis Wood, and Joe Madden said he doesn't want to move Travis Wood out of that spot.
Right. I guess there's time for a trade, right? I mean, we got, like a 48-hour period here for the Cubs to make a trade for, to have a starter out there on Saturday, but it looks like it'll probably be Tsuyoshi Wada. Jake Arrieta for tonight comes into the game at 7-5 with a 3.07 ERA. He's been getting... he's definitely been doing really well his last few starts. He's been getting really good help by his offense, too. The Cubs' offense has been really good every time Arrieta's been on the mound. John Lackey, on the other hand, 6-4 with a 3.41 ERA. He's also doing a very nice job, sort of having a second coming, I guess you could say, after he was on the Angels and a couple other teams, too. But he's done pretty well for St. Louis.
He has. And Jake Arrieta coming off probably his best outing of the season, a complete game shutout against the Twins to secure that series, and that was on Father's Day.
Right.
And Jake Arrieta has pitched much better on the road this year than he has at home. As you see, his past couple home starts have not been good against the Indians, walking a lot of guys, and then allowing a home run to Carlos Santana, which was the first hit he allowed, and he had only allowed 1 hit at that point, except he was facing a 3-0 deficit. We've seen a few games where he hasn't pitched that well at home. We saw him lose 3-2 to the Cincinnati Reds. He gave up 5 hits only, except they were all in the same inning. And then we saw him face the Brewers, which the Cubs lost that game 6-1. He pitched 6 innings, allowed 4 runs. So it's kind of a change from last year because he was pitching so well at home last year.
Right, now you see him doing good on the road, at least more than at home, although he's done a pretty nice job all year, like you said.
He absolutely has. I mean, he's turned into an ace. You could argue maybe he's not quite an ace yet, except he's the ace of this Cubs pitching staff, and they're going to need a big outing from him. It's a good thing it's on the road just for his sake with the way he's been pitching on the road. He could beat John Lackey as long as the Cubs can get him a few runs of support, and that'll really set the tone for the rest of the series that they can come back and maybe win one of the next two. And also, all 3 of these games are going to be primetime games.
Right.
With tonight on the MLB Network, tomorrow the Fox Saturday night game of the week, and then Sunday is the ESPN Sunday night baseball game of the week. So this is a very big series, especially if the Cubs can win 2 of 3 to gain a game on St. Louis, which will set the tone later on for the 4 or 5 game series in early July.
Yeah, I think taking 2 or 3 from St. Louis would definitely be a big deal. I think, especially if the Pirates end up losing their series, we can maybe overtake the Pirates for second place in the Central Division, which would obviously be a really good task. But, it's always tough to play in St. Louis, and they are the best team in baseball, so it's going to be tough. I know sometimes it's hard, especially for Cubs fans to see St. Louis do so well, but that's the way it is a lot of times, and the Cubs need to try to go into high gear right now and definitely beat up on the Cardinals, and hopefully they will do that.
Right, and the Cardinals are the model of sustained success that the Cubs are aiming to be. And we're going to take a quick timeout right now. When we come back, we're going to continue this Cubs talk and maybe talk about John Lesser's struggles, continue to preview the Cardinals series because it's such a big series. So you're listening to the Ryan and Ryan Power Hour right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
The Ryan and Ryan Power Hour podcast on SportsTownChicago.com.